Lesson 45 is all about volume, and whenever we're talking about volume we're going to be working with three-dimensional figures. You can see here we've got a cube. Now a cube, of course, is just a three-dimensional version of a square. So we've got the square on the front, square on the side, square on the back, square on the other side, square on the bottom, and a square on the top. Now volume is referring to how many cubes, maybe we could talk about sugar cubes, would fit inside of this space. When we're talking about how many cubes can fit within a space, I like to think of a Rubik's Cube. Now maybe you've done these before, maybe you've been successful in lining up all the colors. I haven't been yet, I'm still practicing. It's something that we can always work on with our spatial patterns. Now, with this Rubik's Cube, we can see how many different cubes we have inside of our overall cube, okay? Or how many pieces make up the whole thing. We can see that we've got, well, 1, 2, 3, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 in the middle. We'd have to have 9 cubes on the bottom. We'd have to have 9 cubes on our second row. And we'd have to have, you can count them on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'd have 9 cubes on our third row. So we could say this Rubik's Cube has a volume that's equal to, well, it's going to be 9 plus 9 plus 9. 9 plus 9 plus 9, or 9 times 3, is going to be equal to 27. We've got 27 cubic units that make up a Rubik's Cube. Now, you don't need to draw out the Rubik's Cube if you haven't already done that. You can just go ahead and draw out a regular cube and you can show what this picture looks like. Then show your answer in your notes, 27 cubic units. Let's look at a problem. Let's say we have this. The rectangle shown right here is a base of a right solid whose sides are 4 centimeters tall. Find the volume of the solid. When we do this question, we've got to figure out which piece is which. So the rectangle shown is a base of a right solid. This is a right solid. It's called a right solid because it has right angles when we go from the base to the height. Okay? And it's a solid because it's three-dimensional. Now the rectangle shown is the base. So the base would have to be right here. It's the bottom. It's what it's sitting on. It's what keeps it upright. Now the base, that red piece on the right and this shaded in red piece, they're exactly the same thing. Okay, so this is equivalent here. What we need to do is find the volume of the solid. What we know also is that the right solid whose sides are 4 centimeters tall. 4 centimeters tall. Now in order to find out the volume of any shape, all that we have to do is to go ahead and figure out what the area of the base is, right here, and then multiply it by the height of our right solid. Let's do that. So the area of the base, the area of this, well, we know the area of a rectangle is length times width. So we're going to get 6 times 2, that's equal to 12 square units, or in this problem, it's going to be square centimeters, centimeters to the second power. Now we've got the area of the base. With a right solid, we need to multiply that by the height, and the height is 4. So 12 centimeters squared, or 12 square centimeters, times 4. 12 times 4. We know that's going to be 48. Looks like subtraction there, so I'm going to make that a times sign. 12 times 4 is 48. And we've got centimeters squared times centimeters. That must give us cubic centimeters, or centimeters to the third power. You're welcome to go ahead and write your answer like this. 48 cubic centimeters, centimeters to the third power. Or you could write it out if you like, 48 cubic centimeters. And I'm going to use the abbreviation for centimeters. Both of these are the same thing, and that's the volume. That's how many sugar cubes would be able to fit in here that were 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter on each side. Or if we were thinking of this as a rectangular Rubik's Cube, that's how many little cubes within our overall thing that we would have to have, 48. Now the key of this lesson, you need this in your notes. The volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. Take 1 minute, put that in your notes, write it big. volume equals area of the base times the height. Pause now if you need more time. We're going to practice this together in class next time on our lesson practice, page 150. Remember, the volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. It's a key formula. We're going to be working with that a lot through the rest of our textbook. Make sure you got your notes completed. It was a quick lesson today, and I'll see you in class next time. Have a nice afternoon.